What do you call a siege weapon that can throw both new and obsolete projectiles? A backwards compatapult. Customer in restaurant opens menu to waiter. What's good? Waiter, not much. What's good with you, fam? The most annoying sign is sinus congestion. If you offer someone something in exchange for a cephalopod with a camera on its head, folks, that's a quid pro quo, squid go pro, all jokes that people were told by their own sleeping minds in dreams. Fascinating, Freudianly fascinating. And just to confirm, yes, don't worry, it does still count as your joke. Let's look at some more. I woke up from a dream at 5 AM about a hot tub, and this joke came into my head. Accused of murdering someone while in a hot tub in Paris. J'accuse. Had a dream that I did stand up, but the only joke I could think of was whoever invented fire was cooking for real. Last night I had a dream where all I remember is getting out of the plane and telling my friend, here, what do you call a non-binary shrimp? By their prawn nouns. And immediately woke up. I'm not non-binary. I've never said, read or heard that joke. What the fuck happened? Had a dream joke that I thought was the greatest ever. Disappointed to see what I wrote down last night.
Oh, hello. I am 3CEO, like C3PO, but I run a big company.
I woke up and wrote this note in my phone, convinced I dreamt the funniest joke of all time. Picasso. Yeah, pick donkey so. Had a dream that I thought of the funniest joke ever. You know, life-changing, viral potential, etc. Was super excited when I woke up until I remembered it. If I had a son, I would give him a cake on his birthday that said, funfetti for my son fetty. Yeah. Last night I had a dream that I told a joke that was so funny it killed people. I woke up after killing someone with it and in my tired stupor rushed to write it down before I forgot it or fell back asleep. I just checked and this is what I wrote down. Yo girl so dongle she sprongle whips out my... I woke up in the middle of the night thinking I thought of the funniest joke ever, so I wrote it down, and when I checked it in the morning, mate, it just says hammer. There were Nazis in my dream. One decided to make this offensive joke to my dad. Relax, snowflake. It's a little thing called edgy comedy, yeah? What does it mean? Oh, it's just a 10-degree angle. Woke up to myself face-palming my own face because I had a dream where a friend told me, what kind of fish contains sodium? Tuna. It's like rain on your wedding day, being a chaperone fan when you're already gay. I had a very long dream that was just workshopping this joke. Someone told me this joke, yeah, blah, blah, blah. What is the luckiest size of paper? A fortunate. Did you hear about the bomb father? He made me an offer I can't refuse. If you eat too much cheese, your favourite musician becomes Lil Bow. Ow. Due to inflation, the funny numbers are now 71.41 and 434.7. I sometimes drop grouse or partridge into water to see if there's any reaction. Ever pheasant? No, the water stays pretty still. What do you call a dinosaur that owes lots of money? Tyrannosaurus debts. I like that you've turned off retweets for this. Not to brag, but I had a dream where I made up this joke. Why was the cannon sad when it looked in the mirror? Because it saw it had moobs. Eh? Like moobs? Man boobs? What? Your punchline's because a cannon usually says boom, but it's looking in a mirror, so boom becomes moob. Oh my god, get out. Had a dream where I was a teenager on a school trip and we saw a mole and I said, well, you know, that's where black pudding comes from. They just slice up a mole. And everyone laughed hysterically and I thought, oh, that's a good joke. I was super impressed at my brain. Dreamt I was at some kind of costume party dressed as a dead chimney sweep. Walked up to a guy, hey, ask me how I died. Okay, how'd you die? The flu. Why is the time followed by a clock? We don't say a February, a calendar. I told this joke to a horse in a dream last night. The horse thought it was funny. This joke came to me in a dream. I was in a restaurant, sat opposite Barry Cryer. I told him it, he laughed. A tin of normal spaghetti mixed in with a tin of hoops makes an ideal alphabeti spaghetti for robots. This joke came to me in a dream. You ready? Yeah, I'm a fan of dark humour. That's classic. What did a pirate say to the blind pirate who had scurvy? Oh, ye need some vitamin C. Vitamin C? This could have very well worked without the pirates. Anyone know a good place to practice late-night skeet shooting? No, I kind of expected that. It was a shot in the dark. This joke came to me in a dream. Boo! Had a dream where I was a comedy show writer. The only joke I wrote after a day in a writer's room was, women say they want a man with big forearms, a tattoo, who eats healthy and has a steady job. Are they looking for Popeye? I woke up and told my wife and she said it's awful. Do I know Filipino? Well, I don't know much about China, but I sure do know how to Filipino. Wine glass emoji, wine glass emoji, wine glass emoji. I had a dream last night that I got ratioed so hard on Twitter for making this joke I got arrested. Ratio, oncoming police car emoji. Just woke up from a dream in which I came up with, why was 6 impressed by 7's lederhosen? Because 7, 8, 9. I believe this is when the kids say, delete your account. I had a dream that I told the world's best joke. Why didn't the chicken cross the road? Because he didn't want to. This joke literally came to me in a dream last night. Chick-fil-A, innit? Yeah. Duck 1. Duck 2. Oh, I love your accent. Clickbait title. Here's why you're spending $120 too much at the grocery store. The article was because you keep bringing your big falcon into the store. You know, got a $120 fine for that. Me releasing a pack of wolves. Have at 'em, boys! The wolves? Who's at 'em? Measured how long I slept last night, and the answer was 68 by 24 by 14.5 inches. I dreamt this joke around 2 a.m. My brain still remembered those numbers exactly. The messed up thing is, this seems like a pretty reasonable approximation if the volume my sleeping body might fill, and I'm wondering how the heck I'd dreamed that. I dreamt this, #joke. Do you want to go out? No, I'm watching the cricket. I dreamed this joke. I cannot teach him. The boy has no patience. He will learn patience. Dreamt that Tabasco had always been called Kendrick Lemire and everyone was making jokes about it, and I woke up and went, I need to post a joke about Kendrick Lemire. I'm sure we can help with that. Oh, how about Kendrick Lemire? I hardly know her. I dreamt that it became a common joke to say you weren't a big fan of something and then proceed to casually pull out a several-foot-long pen with the name of said thing written on it. It was particularly popular among the drag community, and I vividly saw a queen execute this bit with a pen saying Diana of Wales on it. So, I woke up in the middle of the night with a joke from a dream. Apparently I drew this for myself to find in the morning. Something about a stockings pun? Octopus, fish nets. Hey guys, just remembered I woke up in the middle of the night to write down a joke idea, whatever this is. Oh, my hubris. My Family Guy hubris. This nonsensical joke from my dream. You're either a Gurgup or a Fjert. Gurgup here, who else? Dreamt I was on a panel of joke writers and they called security because I wasn't funny. But then I came out with, I imagine them yelling this as security's dragging them out the door. What do you call a toilet made out of cheese? A Parmesan! Came up with a joke in my dream that I told Lauren immediately upon waking, to her confusion. I wake up, why were the two friends sharing a turd hot dog? They had a lot of shit to ketchup on. A dream joke, what's the greatest bird to ever live? Greatiness. That isn't even a thing. What seemed to be a hilarious joke in my dream last night. Okay, great, you're able to leap tall buildings, but in how many bounds? If you're boneless, just buy a bouse. I used to do dream diaries. Woke up and wrote down the funniest joke I'd ever heard, then went back to sleep. In the morning I grabbed the diary, turned to the page where I'd written Argle Bargle Whoosh. I heard this joke in a dream. Knock knock. Who's there? There's a fire in the walrus factory! Walrus who? Had a dream I wrote a joke so good, Dream Me begged me to remember. A water jug walks into a room with a zombie in it. It asks, can I glub here? The zombie takes off its head, now the water jug's its head. Can I glub here? Had a dream that I was telling my friends jokes and they hated them. Get better material! So I just showed them a picture of Dr. House and they lost their shit. Yeah, that was great. I called it house posting. Had a dream Justin Bieber was doing stand-up and he said, cats are like no, but chickens are also like no. And everyone laughed uproariously and a guy said, now that's a funny joke. Heard a friend say this joke to me. What do you call two octagons having a fist fight? A spectacle with a penis and testicles. Get him on the stage. Had a dream where I was doing stand-up and this joke. Typically I take a shit in the morning, but as of late I've been leaving them in the toilet. Can you imagine what a stand-up set would look like that just told jokes people had dreamt? Well, this is a Matt Rose video. You don't need to imagine anything. She goes, I can tell you have a lot of sex. I go, how? She goes, well, you practically worn it down to a nub. I've got one of those photographic memories, but memory cards full of kitten photos. You know, I watched a show the other day about people with two hands. Yeah, gave me second-hand embarrassment. I want to have a bubble tea themed dinner party. Yeah, a Boba Fett. Boba Fett Star Wars. Oh, fuck you. Yeah. Fire hydrants are so useless. They just sit there. Hey, why do divorced men keep their coins in a little leather bowl on the countertop? Peas go where Brussels sprouts fear to tread. I am a brick. You guys ever noticed that a hood ass like a whole man versus whole live leak video? Alright. Guys, I came up with this joke in my dream last night. Listen! What do marauders use to clean up spills? The marauder's mop. What's something every pumpkin-themed superhero needs? An origin story. What do you call a little square that hasn't developed its new dimension yet? Prepubescent. What drives the waiter joke market? Soup, fly and demand.
There's gonna be a fucking yikes from me, dog.
What are you doing? Just earning my keep? What's the deal with hairline food? Adwio boa vugflud Sean Calf Goodov. Woke up in the middle of the night with the best idea for a joke, knocked over half my nightstand fumbling in the dark to write it down so I didn't forget. How come Carl is a good name, but not Truckle? Last night I woke up and scribbled down a joke that I had in my dream. When you're a toilet, everything starts to look like a butt. Woke up to write down a really good joke I had in a dream. You can buy as expensive of a mic as you want. No ASMR tops cutting in half an iceberg lettuce. This is absolute truth, though. Kame tells us I had a dream last night that had such a funny joke that I woke up at 5 AM and couldn't stop laughing. I wrote it down at the time. Kame expands, I was a M&M cookie in line for the bathroom and people kept stepping over me, but they couldn't see that I was actually standing up in line, but cookies don't have limbs. So I looked at the camera and said, these bitches can't tell I'm trying to stand over here. As Kame elucidates, I actually kind of remember. It was something about the image of the cookie, aka me apparently, going from flat on the ground horizontal to standing vertical with no in-between animation to show the standing up process. Kame quietly concludes, I remember having to try really hard to be quiet while cracking up laughing so I didn't wake up the rest of my family in the middle. Kame, I'm losing my fucking mind. Wrote a funny ass joke in my dream. I woke up, I was like, dang, that's good, I gotta write it down. Woke up again, all I got was whale sounds. Woke and wrote down a joke I dreamt. Woke again, 8 AM, with why is there no raps about butternut squash written on my hand? Yeah. Kendrick Lemur? I hardly know her. You could say, don't worry, I laughed the first time, Mr. Rose. One night I dreamt of this joke and woke up in the middle of the night to make this. Still confused.
Goodbye.
Dreamed that I made a joke about sticking a slice of bread on the sole of each foot and sliding around on the floor and then making a sandwich with them, and that my friends fake laughed so raucously, punitively hard at this that I had to leave the building. Seems harsh, sounds like it could be quite funny. What? Nothing to see here, it's just a YouTuber gaffer taping some bread to the soles of his shoes in a public place. Call these loafers. Oh, you twat. Well, that's one slice. Sort of gives it like a, what's it, like a grilled cheese sort of shape.
Delicious, yeah?
This is starting to seem less funny now. Do you know what I wasn't a fan of? I wasn't a fan of that sandwich, as my long pen says. Did you hear about the guy who fell off a cliff with a can of soup? He didn't make it. Me, can I tap? Cashier? Sure, just me, already down on one knee, lacing up my tap dancing shoes. What does a chicken breast in an oven say when it reads a Tumblr post? OMG, I am done. I'm ashamed. I just dreamt this joke about my narcoleptic roommate. I actually call him my broommate because he's always so sweepy. This was a joke in my dream. Did you know that nobody on earth wants to fuck? What do you mean? Do you want to fuck? Fuck, bro. See? Wrote a joke in a dream. Woke up, wrote it down. Instantly fell back asleep. Two guy fight apple, got her a play. How about you like numbers? My partner had a dream that I showed her a popsicle stick where the joke was, how was the dog's toy? And the punchline on it was, ow! Deadpool showed up in my dream and told this joke. It made perfect sense in the dream and was decently funny. When you're reading a book about Bigfoot and he drops dead, he's dead in Bigfoot. Or when you're reading Moby Dick and Bigfoot shows up and dies, he's dead in another book. What the fuck's he doing in the suburbs, skull emoji? I dreamt this joke. Most likely to suck seed. My sleeping brain has started generating lumber puns. School board? That's a whole log. This joke came to me in a dream. Snonks? Snonks! This was a joke someone made in my dream. Oh, no, it's okay. They're married. I once had a dream that I told my favourite joke. What do you call an illegally parked frog? But instead of getting the punchline right, toad, drum emoji, bell emoji, I just screamed, frog! I had a rude-ass dream last night. Some disembodied voice said, hey, want to hear a funny joke? Now I'm a fan of jokes and do what voices tell me in my dreams, so I say, yeah, sure. And then my 8 AM alarm goes off. prick. Let's end with Vodus's dream about Will Ferrell. If anyone's going to tell some funny jokes, it's going to be him. Had a dream that my father and I placed second in a soda brewing competition. Will Ferrell, who placed third, was doing his best to crack jokes and goof around with his fellow competitors. Hey pal, congrats on the win, that's a tasty beverage. But he'd recently come down with a severe illness and was clearly having a rough time. Ow, it's acting up again. Sorry folks, just need to rest my eyes a bit and I'll be back to taste more sodas. Doc says the prognosis looks good. Thanks for asking. Oh god, it hurts!